All right, good. So you're looking for something new, and that is definitely what I am going to give you. Everything you're going to hear today is either stuff you likely haven't heard unless you're in our programs. And it's probably also stuff that many of the people that are traditionally that have been in our industry for 20, 30 years, they're deathly afraid of doing anything that is not what's been taught. And that makes it really difficult to be unique and different, because if you say, well, I'd like to do social media, some of them will go, well, I don't know how to do it. And I didn't do that, so you shouldn't do that. Or I want to do leads. And they're quick to say that's not duplicable, or, we don't know how that works, or it's not going to work, or it's like this, or it's like that. And many times the people that are telling you that, in fact, have not made any money. They're just parroting what they've heard, and they're desperate not to be wrong. So you can kind of love on your upline and sideline and all these folks because they don't know really what to do. And everybody is so afraid of looking bad, looking stupid. And they sometimes you don't really know, are you supposed to please your upline, or are you supposed to figure out how to make people who would be your customers and reps, how to please them so that they come? Who pays you whatever you earn in network marketing? Your upline or the people that you bring in? Let me see in the chat. What have you got there? What do we have?
People you bring in, and customers, clients, and customers.
Yeah. So your upline doesn't pay you. So if you don't do what they say, does that mean you don't get paid? Yes or no? Let me hear.
No.
You may not get to sit with them at the event if their upline is really mean, right? But the fact is that the relationship that you have, if you want to build a business, doesn't matter what kind, network marketing business, affiliate business, any kind of business, the relationship is between you and whoever pays you the money, who orders from you, whether they're a rep or whether they're a customer. Those are the relationships you have to build. It doesn't matter if your upline loves you or hates you. They don't pay you. See? And once you understand that the way you make money is to find people who want what you have, specifically the way we're going to do it today, so you don't talk to 100 people and maybe get one, that's what we're trying to do here. So I'm going to show you here in the next, hopefully 20, 30 minutes. We're going to go pretty fast. And then I have a little surprise offer for you at the end. You're going to be surprised. I saw somebody do this morning, and I thought, oh man, I got to do that this afternoon. I'm going to try it. So you ready to go? How do you find people who are genuinely interested in what you have to offer? How many of you would change your business lives if you had a strategy to find people who are already interested in what you have to offer, your product or your business, the benefits of that? Tell me yes. Versus continuing to chase every single person that moves, anyone who can fog a mirror. See, we stopped doing that years and years and years ago. And we became seen instead as an advisor, right? And I'll tell you something else. If you dare to be naughty, it really helps. Being naughty in marketing is very good. Why? Because it means you're going to be different, you're going to think different, and you're going to do different. And let me tell you why this is so true in our industry. I am doing a reread of The Origin of the Species, Charles Darwin's book. If you ever want to relax with a guy who knows how to write and think and process and take 20 years to write that book, he said, it is not the most intellectual of the species that survives. And by species, he means all living things, including us. Not the most intellectual. So your Harvard degree wouldn't matter, okay? It's not the strongest that survive. Sometimes you think that whoever's got this, no. He said, that's not it, right? The species that survives is the one that is, are you ready for this? This will knock your socks off for your upline. The one that is best able to adapt and adjust to the changing environment in which it finds itself. If you cannot adapt and change, your business will die. Period. That's the way it is. It's the way it is in life. You have to be able to adapt and adjust, okay? If it's test and adapt, or you may not survive your business life. Duplication is not how nature thrives. We're not Xerox machines. Every animal born is not a Xerox machine of the one before, a Xerox copy, nor are you a Xerox copy. The situations we all find ourselves in to talk to people or to text with people, whether it's social media, whether it's online, whether it's offline. You could be sitting in a boat on a lake someplace, like I'm looking out the window right now. All the situations are different. So nature doesn't duplicate. Everybody's different. So this is not how nature thrives, and you're part of nature. So you have to be able to adapt and change. Are you ready for that? Let me see here. Who is still chicken to adapt and adjust? If something isn't working, one of the things he said in that book is many more species are born than will survive. And I can tell you it's the same thing with this. Many more people are going to try and do a business like this than will survive. And the number one reason people don't survive in this business, it's not because they quit. Of course, that's true. But there's a reason people quit. Nobody here is a dope. Nobody's lazy. You want to be enterprising. It's just that you quit because the stuff that you do, that they tell you to do, doesn't work very well. And it's very, very slow, and you get a lot of rejection. And I don't know anybody who wants to go around and have a career and say, Mommy, what do you want to do when you grow up? Well, I want to have a face full of rejection every day, and maybe someday I'll make some money. I mean, who's like that? So they tell you to do things where when you do it, emotionally it hurts. And it takes a long time to make any money. That is why people quit. See? So are you ready to change? Are you able to adapt and change, even if what you do is different from what your upline teaches you? If it means that you are finding people who want to be in business with you. Yes or no? What do we got there, Vic? Let me see.
Oh, yes. Adopt, adapt, apply. Yes, yes, yes.
Adapt, adapt, adapt.
Yep.
That's what humans are. You're not a Xerox copy of anybody. Right? All right. So I'm going to give you 3 situations. Show you how this applies. How we stopped enrolling the quitters by mistake. We used to enroll, before I met Vicki, I enrolled a lot of people and enrolled a lot of quitters the first time. And of course, I had no idea that I was doing that. I got over it pretty quick. I'll show you. Situation 2. Here's the next one. How we stopped, oh goody, talking to 100 people to get one. Okay, it shouldn't be stop, but actually it's kind of like Mr. Rogers. How we stopped talking to 100 people to get one in, maybe. Who's ready for that? Want to see how that works? Say yes. All right, situation 3. How we put an end to maybe and made them go or get off the pot. Don't you hate maybes? Maybe I'll have to get back to you. I'll let you know. Maybe, oh, I have to go to the bathroom now. Those are just 100 different ways of saying what? What are they telling you really? But they just don't dare say it. Go on, let me see.
No.
Yeah, right? Because we're taught it's impolite to say no. So you're supposed to say maybe. So everybody says maybe. And every day you go to bed thinking, well, I got 9 maybes. Is anybody going to do anything? I better call. And then you start hounding, right? And feeling like a hound. So these are the 3 situations. You ready to go? Situation 1, how we stopped enrolling the quitters by mistake. I did this the first time I ever did network marketing about 30 years ago. And what happened is I was in the real estate business, and I got involved with a water filter company because of the product. I loved that little blue water filter. And I thought, oh, this is so great. I can take it around. I, at that time, was lugging water bottles. I don't have a bottle here because I don't drink out of plastic anymore, but like the bottled water that you have. And I always had 2 or 3 with me. So I never went anywhere without bottled water, ever. And so one day I was at a Taekwondo event, and one of the people who was in the class sat down at the table and had this little blue water filter. Some of you know from NSA, they used to do water filters. And it filtered the water right there. And I tasted it and I thought, oh gosh, I could just take this and I wouldn't have to carry all those bottles. So I decided, hey, do you guys sell this stuff or what? And he said, yeah. So I decided to get a bunch of them so I could sell them, because I thought there must be people like me who lug around water everywhere, so you don't have to drink the caca out of the faucet, number 1, or 2, drink the caca that the restaurants serve. In most cases in those days, like 29 years ago, everybody, there was faucet water. It's like barf. No, no. So I started my business by running newspaper ads. And I did that because I had run newspaper ads for my real estate business. I had a real estate business and I had about 12, 15 agents working for me. We did commercial real estate. So we did, leases and office buildings and things like that. And sometimes retail, like delis and chains like McDonald's and, we did Taco Bell and Church's Fried Chicken, all these places. So that's what I did. I ran ads to find agents. And we got agents, interviewed them, and then I hired the ones I wanted, and that's what we did. So I did the same thing for the water filters. It was like, okay, let me run some ads. So I asked the sponsor, hey, what kind of ads have you guys run? And he says, oh, here's the ad to run. And he gave me the ad, which I'll show you. And I thought, great, I'll run it. I didn't even think about it because I just wanted to get with my clientele and say, hey, if you drink this caca, if you don't want to drink it anymore, here's a way to do it without paying $1 a gallon, because that's the reason I did it, right? So I recruited a bunch of people. And what happened is I got a lot of people to sign up. Well, not the first, a lot of people signed up the first time. They did. When I show you the ad, you'll see why they all came running to sign up. It was like a big giveaway, right? So we ran ads and we had first nobody sign up, and then we had quite a few people sign up when I ran the uplines ads. And then people dropped out faster than we could put them in from these ads. And we followed the party line to a T. At that time, we were doing the old, that's what they said, everybody will want this, share with anyone who could fog a mirror, treat everyone as if they're your prospect, talk to more people, usually 100 people per day. How many people have heard those things? Tell me yes. Tell me yes, yes, yes. We'll keep cooking.
Oh, yes.
Familiar, right?
Yep.
So a couple of months in, I hosted a training for about 30 of the reps who had come in with a $5,000 water filter order. That's what I had done. And this is when I ran the ad that my upline gave me, the number one, who was 2 up from my person that sponsored me. And he was the top banana in the company today. He still is after all these years. So I hosted a training for about 30 people that had signed up from my ads, who had come in for $5,000. Most of them came in, they bought $5,000 worth of water filters. That's what I had done, and that was what they did. So they asked for this training, say, hey, Kim, can you do this training? Because after 2 months, I had checks that are about $32,000 or so, and they wanted to get checks like that. And at that time, people were showing checks, and one of the company corporate people showed one of my downline the check that I had made. I didn't even think to do it. They did it for me. Said, oh, how much Kim made this month? $32,755. And, you should ask her how to do that. Well, of course, they all came and said, oh my God, Kim, you got to teach us we want to make 32 grand in 2 months or 1 month or whatever. Right. So that's what happened. So they asked for this training. Well, I am an academic, and I spent quite a lot of time making slides, and, like the stuff you see here, you don't do that in 3 minutes. And so at least I don't. So I took a lot of time, took 3-4 days to make this training. And then what happened, of the 30 some people that had signed up with this $5,000 order, 6 people show up, right? And it's like, I'm not used to that. I've never had an empty class in any school I've ever taught. It's Stanford, MIT, no matter where I am. We get a bunch of people in that room. We just do. And it's like 6 people. After you ask me, I mean, like, how could you, how dare you, right? I mean, I was totally in shock. I was so disappointed. So I told my upline, I said, hey, I just have a question for you. I know I just signed up here. And so, we had these people, and they all wanted to have this training to how to make this amount of money. And so I did it and made it. And only 6 of the 34, 35 showed up, 6, right? She says, oh, Kim, that's normal. Most everybody drops out. It's like, what? Why would you do a business where most of the people drop out? To me, that is just stupid. That was today it's stupid. It was stupid then as well. Why would you be in a business where most everybody drops out, right? This is not smart. So I told her, well, I'll probably quit too. I'll add myself to the list. Right? Because I don't want to be in a business like that. And she says, well, you do real estate. So yeah. And I do the same thing. I run ads, I get the agents, I interview the agents, and nobody has dropped out. We had the business going maybe, I don't know, 2 years at that time for the commercial. And I don't think anybody had ever left, maybe 14, 15 people. Most of them were guys, because that's who did a commercial in those days. And so I took my 3 boy jeans and the girl jeans and mixed them all up, and I was doing commercial. That's kind of how that went. So she says, well, how about this? Before you quit, would you try something? So, okay, what? And she says, well, recruit the next reps for the water business the way you recruit your real estate agents. Because none of them have quit. I said, it's true, none of them did quit. So why don't you recruit them the same way? Does that make sense? What do you think? You think I did it or not? What do you guys think? What are you saying, Vic?
They're not saying, they're trying to wonder, yeah, they say you did it.
I
And
did
then
it.
one said, no, you did not. And the other said, yes.
Okay, that's what I did. Because why would you want to recruit people who come in and pay down some money, get some product, and then when they want to, they request a training, and then 6 out of 35 show up? Why would you do that, right? And that's what I did, and it changed everything, everything. 4 months later, after dozens of recruiting tests, because I ran all kinds of different ads, the company invited me to present at the national because they said we had achieved the top position in the company faster than anyone else had in their then 25-year history. I had no idea, none. I was like, they want me to speak? Why? Because you sold so much stuff. Well, isn't that what you're supposed to do? Sell stuff? I mean, that's what you do. In a network marketing business, you are supposed to get customers and get reps. You somehow arrange things so that they give the company money who gives you some. That's the same thing we do in real estate. What do? We sell stuff. Whether we lease properties, high rises, whether it's food chains, whether it doesn't make any difference what it is. We make a person say, okay, I want that. And we have made a deal with the owner of that thing to get a slice of whatever is paid to the owner of the property. Do you see that? So for some of you are probably familiar with your home sales. Maybe some of you even have a license, right? To practice under somebody. If your mom sells a house, you go, oh, I'm a licensed agent, I want to get a piece. So, you could do that. But what happens is you only get a piece of the money that a third party pays to the owner of the property that you're involved in either selling or leasing. Do you understand that? Let's make sure everybody gets that. So you're bringing in money to someone who has something that they want sold. In this case, it's a house or an office building or whatever it is. Okay, you ever all see that? In network marketing, it's exactly the same. The companies you represent have products that they want to get sold. They can't sell, which is why I don't know why they teach how you should sell. There's not a person in corporate who knows how to sell. If they did, they'd be out here with us selling stuff, marketing stuff, having people come and make 10 times more than they make in their little corporate gig. But they don't dare sell. They're just as chicken as everybody else. But they're going to tell you how to do it. So let me not get started there. So what I did is that 4 months later, this is what happened. And I thought some of you probably want to know what we did, what the big thing is that we did. You want to see what we did? We didn't say, we got this great thing, you're going to love it. No. We didn't say anything like that. People had no idea what we were offering. We asked for exactly who we wanted. And you have to be, there's a very specific way to do this. I'm going to show you right now. The ads we ran were something like, make 10,000 a month, no experience required, call 800. Those were the first ads. Right? So if I ran an ad to you and say, hey, you want to make 10,000 a month, no experience required? And most of you would probably go, yeah, that's me. Right? I want that, no experience. Doesn't sound like there's any work either. So great, let's do it. So that's what brought me all these orders and people who paid the $5,000 for the water filters, ads that ran like that, where most everybody ended up disappearing. Okay. So this sounds good. But when you see it's like the sheep in wolf's clothing. Is that the expression that you have? When you see, it's like the Trojan horse. It's really, you pay for this. You pay. It's like eating too much sugar or too much alcohol. The price you pay is no teeth, no functioning the next day or the next week, So here's what we did. We ran ads like this: key person wanted. Okay, how many of you would respond if you saw an ad that said key person wanted? Would your eyes stop, yes or no? Those people whose eyes stopped, that is who I want. The ones who have the balls to think that they might be a key person. This is how I found Vicky. She said, oh, my husband, maybe he, and then she said, the hell he is. I'm going myself. I'm going to be that key person. Ask her, she'll tell you. I want people who can see themselves as a key person. Why? That's who I am. I am not a wussy-woo about just about anything. So I want somebody like that. I want somebody who's owned a business before. Why? Because they know it takes hustle. If you get some housefrau who's never done anything in the world ever, the learning curve will be 3-4 years. If you want fast growth and you don't have a big bunch of downline and you're not Madonna with millions of fans or whoever the other singer is, what's the new singer today? I forget, but she's taken in $1 billion this year in revenue from her live concerts. I can't remember her name, but owned a business before. Into sales and marketing. I put this in the ad. They're into sales and marketing. How many of you have gotten people and you say, oh, I got this great thing, you make so much money, and they say, oh, I can't sell? How many have heard I can't sell? Tell me me. You see a me in there? I can't sell.
Yep. Me.
Right? I don't want to hear that. So what do? I want a key person who's owned a business before, who is into sales and marketing. I don't want to hear I can't sell. So then why are you in a business of your own? What do you think you do in a business of your own? You or someone else has to sell stuff, bring in the money. Or get them to buy stuff, if that's how you want to say it. If you want to say, share, we don't sell. Regardless, somebody has to hand over money. Money must go from someone else's credit card or wallet or bank to another place. And you are causal in that process. And when the money lands in that other place, whether it's the company or whether it's your bank account, a piece of it goes to you, just like in real estate home sales. Does that make sense? Tell me yes. All right. So we're into sales and marketing. And then I said, likes public speaking. And this was really the extra naughty part. Because everybody said, Kim, that is so dumb. You're not going to get anybody. Why? Because nobody wants to public speak. Jerry Seinfeld has a joke that says at the funeral, more people would rather be in the casket than get up and do the eulogy for the person who died. I can't even imagine being that terrified of speaking, but hey, you have to get over it, right? We all get over everything. So I like public speaking. So what happened is you'll see here, you'll see, and big into health. I want somebody big into health because of the thing, clean water, you have to be big into health for that. If you don't know, you should never drink the caca out of the faucet. You are not into health. You're just not. You may talk, but you're not into it. You cannot drink anything coming out of that faucet. There's pharmaceutical runoff. It's gross. And there you are standing in it and drinking it and doing your hair, and you wonder why it's falling out, why you're getting crinkled, and you get a facial every week. Well, that's why. You got bleach coming in, a pharmaceutical drug runoff. Great. So big into health. So I wanted that. So do y'all see the difference between want to make 10,000 a month, no experience needed, call 800, and the ad that I ran? Do you see the difference? What is the difference? Can you tell what it is? So instead of anyone who wants to make 10,000 a month, no experience required, right? We didn't run those ads. I never ran an ad like that for my realtor people. For my agents, I had ads that said, must love the San Francisco Bay Area, must know the commercial district like the back of your hand, must know every little corner with every commercial space, must love to give tours, must be familiar with the City Planning Commission. Why? That's who I was. I want somebody hot who loves what they're doing. That's who I want on my team. That's why nobody left. because that's who they were. You ask for who you want, right? And not self-motivated, because all that means is that you're not going to do anything for them. Who wants to work with somebody like that? So this is who we asked for, okay? Key person, we did many variations of this ad, but key person, owned a business before, into sales and marketing, likes public speaking, big into health. And if I ran the ad today, I would do something very similar. I'd probably modify some of the language, but that's how I would run it. And we'd try to take each line and make an ad out of it. You'll see. So after that, we hit the #1 spot in a few months, in the company, the highest level that they have in the president's inner circle and the inner hoo-ha, every inner thing they had, we were there. Okay. That's what happened with that first water filter company. Now I want to give you a warning. When you write ads like this, you are going to get fewer people. Fewer people. Why? Because they're more likely to stick. They're the right ones. Somebody said that doing network marketing is like going to the flea market and finding one special jewel in the thousands of items there that are mostly flea market quality. I ask for those jewels to begin with, because I don't want all the other stuff. Right? Do you? Do you want to talk to 99 people to get one? Why not just ask for that one in the first place? That's what we're going to teach you how to do, right? So where did I get the idea for my ad? Key person, remember? Business, own your own business before? Because that's who I was. I wanted somebody like me. That's where I got the idea for the ad. Nobody told me anything. I said, okay, who do I want? I want a key player, got to love sales, got to love public speaking or getting good at it, got to have owned your own business before, and totally into health and fitness. Whoa, that's me. That's me, Mom. That's me. So that's who I asked for. And in those cases, it worked incredibly well. Situation 2. Okay, so is everybody clear about this? They have the basic idea. The thing that they told us to do brought a lot of people. So we thought, oh, good. But then after the first obstacle, they asked for a training and almost nobody showed up. Is that who I want to be in business with? People that don't show up for things that they say they're going to come to? Yes or no? I'll tell you, you want to be with people like that? So what happened? I could have quit. That would have been the end of the business. So according to Darwin, in The Origin of Species, I didn't have to change what I did. I could have just said, Cheryl, I'm quitting. This completely so sucks. But then she said, well, you have this real estate business. Yeah. They're all volunteers. Yeah. You ran ads. Yep. I mean, nobody is paid in real estate either. Right? We didn't do draws. We really had people hustle. Why should they do a draw? I didn't do a draw. Right? You need a draw. Are you serious? Well, they'd be so embarrassed. They say, no, I don't need a draw. Say, great. That means an advance against any commissions that you might earn. So I could have quit, and that would have, my survival as a person in this industry would have ended, because I did not adapt. I didn't change. You all see that? Make sure people get this. It's really quite critical.
Yeah.
I did adapt. I did change because I didn't like the results. So this species did not die because it failed to adapt and change. I'm challenging you. If what you're doing isn't working, change it. Be naughty. I'm going to show you at the end, remind me, being naughty and being different from the rules that you hear is how all progress is made. You think about that. There's a story about 2 little babies that were born in 1995. I have the image. I'll show it to you at the end. But so you have the story, so you know what's coming. And they were 2 little girls, and I think they were like 2. You're supposed to be 9 months, right? And I think they were like 3 months premature, 6 months. I mean, they were like really, really tiny and not expected to live. Both of them premature. And I think they were like maybe 5 months old, just barely formed. And the mom, whatever happened, the 2 babies were there. And one baby was almost dead, and the other one was still alive. And at that time in hospitals, 1995, both the twins were kept in separate incubators, each one. I don't know if they were the same room or not, but they were separate incubators. And the rules at the hospital were that babies like that are in separate incubators. Those were the rules. So this one nurse who had some experience in India doing something with living animals and things like that, I don't remember exactly the details, she decided one night to wait until everybody was gone. And she took the little baby that was nearly dead, because the pulse was almost gone, no blood pressure, took this little thing that was like, I don't know, it's 6 months old before it was supposed to be born, and carried this little thing over and put it into the incubator with the other baby, the twin. Some of you may have heard the story. It's an incredible story. She put it in there with the twin that was somewhat healthy. Both of them, were still 3 months premature. Are you all with me? Tell me yes. Tell me yes. Well, the little sickly one snuggles up a little closer to the one that was healthy, and the healthy one puts her arm over. Right? It's like, and in a day, it turned around. One day. And you think they're now, I think the girls they were born in 1995, so they're probably 35. There are pictures of them. But when you break the rules, many times you change life. All the hospitals now in the world know about this. So they never do that again. They don't separate lives. That's why during COVID, when so many people died and their friends were outside the window and they couldn't even touch them, I thought we had just gone off to some other country. Like, don't you know the baby story? Touch might have helped. Human touch with each other is extremely critical. So this story just is, I tell you so you know, adapt and change. We don't know really anything. Most of what you believe and what I believe is probably all wrong. In 100 years, we'll laugh at it. Thank God we die and we don't know how many wrong beliefs we had. So are you ready to adapt and change? Yes or no?
Yes.
Situation 2, how we stopped talking to 100 to get 1 in. Okay, well, that was one of the things that we did that you show here. We described who we were looking for. I'm going to give you one example here because we don't have a lot of time. I always go too long, so I don't want to do that today. So how you get right here, how to stop talking to 100 people and get 1, how to talk to maybe 10 people and get 8. That's what we do. Ask Vicki, that's what she does. Okay. So here's what you do. We have to describe who we're looking for. Remember the real estate ad? Somebody who thinks they're a key person, has owned a business before, is into sales and marketing, into health. Hello? Was I describing who I was looking for versus make 10 grand a week or a month, whatever it was, 10 grand a month, I think, and no experience needed, call 800. So you want to describe who you're looking for. We did not talk to more people. No. What happens when you describe who you want? You talk to fewer. Way fewer people. You talk to 10, you get 8 in. Why? Because we've described them so well, they've completely self-selected. And takes a few steps. We described who we were looking for. So here's what happened one day. This is how we have helped our people do this. One of our folks made Aunt Lulu an offer for a skincare product. The usual. Aunt Lulu, yeah. Oh, I got this great thing. Yeah. I got a new business. Yeah. And I really love it. Yeah. And I have this great skincare product and you're going to love it too. And you have to try it and tell me how you love it. So I'm going to bring some right over. Will you try it and test it for a week and tell me what you think in case? What does Aunt Lulu say? Okay, honey, bring it over. Right? What is she going to do? Do you know anything about Aunt Lulu or her skincare habits? That's question 1. Do you know what she uses right now? Do you have any idea if she goes to spas or anything like that? Do you know anything about this person who might be your aunt as it relates to the product you're marketing? Network marketers are known for knowing this much about other people when they start pitching their product. Nothing. That's not how you want to do it. No. I'll show you how to do it better. So you make this offer for Aunt Lulu and she goes, okay, honey, okay. So she tries it and she really likes it. And so the rep is going, oh, goody, I'm going to have a sale. Yeah, got to have a sale, got to have a sale. And then she says, but honey, it's just too expensive. Any person like, oh man, what do you mean? I gave it to you. I whooped you all up on it. And you go, yeah, really going to try it and blah, blah, blah. And here's this. So then we had the girl, we gave her a set of questions, say, now go back to Aunt Lulu and tell her we're not going to make you buy it. Don't worry. I stopped crying already. I'm not crying anymore. And I don't hate you or anything like that, but I have some questions to ask you. Would you just tell me the answers? Okay. So Aunt Lulu, do you use skincare cream right now? Do you use any kind of skin cream? This is the agent, right? The rep going back to the aunt without asking for the sale. She's just going to do a survey now. Do you use skincare now? Yeah. I use Pond's. Okay. So how much is that? Well, it's $6 per jar. And one lasts me about 2 months. You with me? Guess how much the product costs? The skin cream she had, I think it was New Skin, maybe Arbonne, I can't remember, one of those, was $85 per month. You see the mismatch between, oh, you're going to love it. It's going to be so good. Oh, and the habits and values of the person that they were talking to. So here was her response, right? It's too expensive. Well, they got a lot of these. And so we decided we know how to fix this. I'm going to tell you something right now where you will never hear it's too expensive again. Who wants to know what that is? Let me see. If I get 10 yeses, I'll tell. Otherwise, I'm going to go on to the next thing.
Yeah, I think you're at 10 already.
What's that?
I think you're at 10 already.
I'm 10 already. All right, here's what we did. Because you're going to hear, it's too expensive, right? So here's what we did. Now, this requires some using of your brain. Entrepreneurs, which is what you're supposed to be, solve problems. And one of them is your own problem. If they say it's too expensive over and over, then some folks have told me, well, Kim, maybe it's too expensive. I should just quit. Is she adapting and changing? Yes or no? She keeps hearing it's too expensive out in the woods, out in the wilds. Remember Charles Darwin. If you don't adapt and you don't change, you will die as a species and you will die as a business person. So if you keep hearing it's too expensive and you keep hearing and eventually you say, I guess maybe it's too expensive, I should quit. Did you adapt and change? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? What do we have?
No.
So you have got to take it upon yourself as an entrepreneur who wants to make 10 grand a month, doing nothing in 5 years. You got to change what you're doing, adapt or die. Okay, so here's what we did. So you will have to turn on your brain or you will go extinct in the business world. Okay, so here's what we did. Oh, Vic, can you see the slide? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
good. So the next time we described it as the unique skincare regime for somebody who is always obsessing about their face and how it looks. Who is that going to be? Is that going to be Aunt Lulu with her $6 jar of Pond's? Yes or no? Is that going to be Aunt Lulu? Yes or no? Let me see. Does she obsess about her face and how it looks every day?
No, not for Lulu.
No, right. Not for Aunt Lulu. Right. And people are different. There are people who have facialists and there are people who don't. There are people who drive Bugattis or whatever, McLarens, and there are people who don't drive anything. They walk to work or take a bike and they have just as much money. It's a question of marketing is about values and you have to put out the values you need and want so that the people who say, that's me, I'm a key person, I'm this person, that's me, they identify with it. That's who comes and that's why they stick. That makes sense? Okay, so the unique skincare regime for somebody. So what do you say? Well, I have this, what do you market? I have this unique skincare regime for somebody who's always obsessing about their face and how it looks and who loves regular facials and is always trying ways to look younger and more radiant. And she never heard it's too expensive again. Why? Let me tell you a secret about women who go to the Golden Door and go to spas and have facials and all that kind of stuff. They don't complain about $85 a month skincare. They don't. They probably ask you, what is wrong with it? It's only 85 bucks. They use products like La Mer. It's $2,400 a jar. Now, some of you are going to go, oh my God, they shouldn't do that. They should give the food to people in China. Don't talk about values that you don't share. Don't judge other people. Your job is to find people who have the values that are in your product. All your companies that you represent, no matter what they are, have products that have certain values, like this is natural, or, that's not a very good value, but it's better than it's off the shelf. This is something that is like this, it's not like that. And this is something that, say, it's for aches and pains, but it's not a drug, right? And it still gives you instant pain relief. This is a way to lose weight, but you don't have to eat rabbit food, okay? So there are all these different kinds of people out there who spend money based on their values, okay? All right, you got that? Is that a good one? Is that clear to you? That's situation 2. Describe who you're looking for. So the only people who come right now to try your skincare product are people who obsess about their face, are into facials, love their skin, love thinking about how they look. That's who you're not going to attract. Do you think that some of those people might say, yeah, I'll try your product? And would you hear it's too expensive? Yes or no? You tell me. What do you say, Vic?
No. And then one person, Pat's saying, could you give me another example for number 2?
Like what? What do you market? What does your thing do for people? Tell me that.
Travel.
Well, but what's special about your travel? A lot of people market travel. A lot of people have clubs. What's special about it? You have to have something special about it. Who buys your travel thing?
That's probably my issue, Pat says.
Yeah, you don't really know who the market is, right?
Yeah.
Am I right, Miss Pat? So let me ask you something quick. Have you ever used the travel service yourself yet?
Correct. Sound is going out, and yes, I've used it.
Okay, so why did you use it? What did you get out of it versus not using it? What'd you like about using it versus just traveling regular?
Convenience.
Yeah, that's true. But, the Greyhound bus is also convenient, I guess, or a train, or yeah, see, you have to be more specific about who it is that would get your service. What is the benefit they offer? Is it cheaper, or? See, you need to know travel is a big business. Some people travel by private jet. Other people travel by, group private jet. Other people are what we call bargain hunters. They look for the bargain everywhere. Or they look to get first-class travel for third-class prices. And what you need to know is, what is the difference in your travel business compared to other options that they have that would make you stand out? And that's what you need to learn how to do. Because you got to go to the people who are using your travel right now. So I presume that if you are a rep in the company, the best place is for you to start with you. Why did you use it? And how often did you use it? Was it to save money? Is that what it was? Now, if you say convenience, does that mean they sent a limo to your house? See, I'm a limo person. So when last time we go someplace, I have a limo pick me up. I could have an Uber, but why? I want a limo. Why? Because I want water in the car, and I want a big car, and I want somebody big taking good care of me and whoever's traveling with me. Is that least expensive? No. Is it convenient? Oh God, yes. No taxis, no Uber, no whistling for anybody. They're boom, right there. Miss Claver, yep, you're right. So to me, that is what I want. I want total comfort. That to me is convenience. They come right there and have their hands out for my bag, so I don't have to carry them even 1 foot. Does it cost more? Yeah. But does it save my energy and stress level so I can live a little longer? Yeah. I can always make more money. I cannot get my life back. You see what I mean? So that's how you want to think about that. And you may have bargain people who want just bargains. They buy like, I don't know, remnants in carpet places. So you want to know who is the person that is most likely going to say, that is just what I want. And start with yourself. Make a list of all the reasons you're using it. And in your case, I would go to people in your company that are not reps, but customers of the service, and ask them, why do you use this versus another? And start making a list. And that's how you start describing who this is for. Does that work? Does that make sense?
You got to thank you, Kim. Got that.
Oh, good.
It's not a money saving. So yes.
Totally. Yeah. Convenience many times is much more expensive. In fact, if you think about it, say take a dentist, say you have a toothache and it's pretty bad, but not that bad. Well, you can wait a week and get whatever they do to your teeth. Let's say that you have a cavity. Say it's $300 to fill a cavity. Is that sound about right? But if you say, I have to have a fix now, tonight, I want an emergency dentist. Do you think you're going to pay more than the usual $300 or less? What do you think?
More. For sure.
Way more.
Mhm.
Why? Because you are saving time, and everybody knows time is more valuable than money. You can always make money. You can never get time back. So you want the dentist to get up out of bed and do you right now? That'll be $1,200. That is also convenient, but it costs a lot more. Do you see that, Pat? All of you, for anything.
Yeah.
It's a lot of you may think that looking for less is the answer. It's not. It's, for me, it's higher quality service, and I pay twice as much or 3 times as much. But the stress it saves me, and the time, and standing, and I have gotten to the place where I know the value of my time. I've always been worried I'm going to run out of it. So I will pay more. And I arrange to make my life, if I had to, I need, water and I don't know, whatever, to be able to do that. Why? So I can last a little longer and try again another day. So find your market. You might be convenience hunters. It might be people who travel 3 times a year, or travel with all the people on the block. And sometimes it's higher price, sometimes it's lower price. Sometimes it's high end. You want to go with only women. You want to go with only women who are, I don't know, of Indian descent. Whatever that special thing is, that's what you put out, because they're the ones who hear the call and come running instead of all the wrong ones. Got it? All right, let's do session 3. Is everybody say yes? You clear on the
Yes.
concept? How to put an end to maybe and make them go or get off the pot. Let's say somebody says, you post something on Facebook and you go like, I'll give you an example from a product that we have, an experimental team. And it's something for people who know that they're on daily pain meds for aches and pains. And so on daily pain meds for aches and pains, so you have that. That's number 1. Number 2 criterion, remember, we're describing, they know they need to get off the pain meds. So they know that. And 3, but they want something that is not going to, that will still give them pain, fix the pain in 12 to 15 seconds, because that's why people take drugs. Why? It's fast. Pop a pill and, 15, 20 seconds later, the pain should be gone if it's a good drug. And you too, if you take it long enough, you'll both be gone. You don't have to worry about it, right? So we knew that. So we might write a post and say, 1 in 3 adults are on daily pain meds, and some want to get off. Who am I speaking to? People on daily pain meds. Some want to get off, right? And if that's you, we might have something for you. It doesn't even go into your body. Okay, well, when I wrote a post like that, I don't know, last few months ago, I can't remember how long it was, we got probably like 100 responses, many of which Vic answered. And people said, oh, my sister has rheumatoid arthritis. Is it going to work for that? My mother has this. I have this. We have that. Would it work for any of that? And you know what? Usually one of the first things that we ask people, okay, great, we might have something for you, but let me ask you first, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much does fixing this matter to you? And tell me true. I'll love you all the same. Tell me how much it matters. 1 is, well, I don't really care. I got my drugs. I'm staying with my druggies, right? And 10 is, oh my God, if I don't get off the daily meds, my brain is going, my liver is going, my clarity is going. It's a 10. Who do you think you want to talk to? You got it? Who do you want to talk to?
Tens.
Right? And some of you are going to go, oh, I could talk to a 9. Sure, you can. And you have your heart broken every time. When somebody says 9, I'll say, oh, that's okay. Or now, Vicky, it's okay. We're looking for the 10s right now. You don't denigrate anybody. We're just looking for the 10s. But wait, I'm a 9. I'm a 9. Tell me what you have. I want to know what you have. I'll say, okay, so maybe I will. Let me ask you something first, though. Can I ask you something first? Why are you a 9? Why? Well, and then out comes the truth, because I would want this, but my husband, well, he hates, I don't know, network marketing, or he loves drugs or whatever. It's some condition that will prevent her or him from buying. I don't want to talk to those people. Remember, we want to go fast and get it in our lifetime, remember? So what do you do on a scale of 1 to 10? How much does this matter? 10 is, oh my gosh, yesterday. And that's with whom we start the conversation. You see that? Okay. So we have a little 3-week intensive class that I'm going to show you in a new way here. How many of you would like to see what that is? If you want to learn how to do this, otherwise, this is the demo that I wanted to show you so you can see what we've done for 29 years, building 6 different companies to the top with this approach. See, you can talk to every person on the street. Be my guest. It's been done. People have done it. People still do it. Most everybody, that's what they do. Online, offline, wherever it is, right? Calling out of the phone book, you can totally do that. And you have to talk to 100 people, maybe get 1. This way, you talk to way fewer people, but they're all pre-targeted because you're more like the cardiac surgeon. The name of that guy or woman tells you what they're aligned with. What you want to do is, the way we teach, it's for people who want to align themselves with the problem they fix for other people. This is for people who know they have to get off the daily pain meds and they want to do it like yesterday, but they still want to get rid of the aches and pains in 10 or 15 seconds. That's who this is for. If that's you, say me, and I'll give you a demo. That is how you learn to market. This is for network marketers who know they've got something really good to offer, but they don't want to go to the friends and family and they don't know how to talk about it, so they don't come off like all salesy and pushy. If that's you, say me, and I'll do a demo. Do you see that? I can associate myself with the problems that we know how to solve. And I put that out there. If this is you, hey, you got this problem, we might be able to help. Tell me how many of you see this.
Several, yes. Me.
Yeah, because you can stay the way you are, and just keep talking until your tongue falls out. Eventually, you're going to get somebody. People have done it. It's just, I don't want to hear no. This is the way we've developed so we don't hear no. Okay. How many of you want to see the little class that we've got, the little 3-week intensive? It's a mini class. So it's not the big $15,000 high ticket program we have. Tell me yes. Otherwise, we are good.
Oh,
to
no,
go.
yes. Yes, 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 please.
Okay, cool. Oh, that's a nice slide. I like that.
I like.
Yeah, take a hug on the beach. Network marketer. And it means that you are problem positioned. You position yourself. Positioning is a book by Al Ries and Jack Trout. They wrote it some years ago. It's positioning the battle for your mind. If you think about Apple Computer or Apple iPhone, that company has a position in your mind of, usually, those of us who love it, high-end, squeaky beautiful, extraordinarily fast, everything in your pocket, versus something else. So when you think about cars, you think the low end is Yugo, the middle end is say Chevys or Mini Coopers, and the high end might be the Bugattis or the McLarens. Those cars all have markets. That's why they're in business. Some people buy the less expensive car, including Warren Buffett. Some people buy the most expensive car and they can't even afford house payments. So it's all about how a person identifies themselves. And what you want to do is figure out who you want to attract based on what you do for people with your business or your product. So you ask for those people, just like I gave you an example. Okay, so here's how that works. So what's in it? You get to be accountable because we're going to show you how to practice posting online. Some of you said you want to post online. We also have you call in your warm market. We did this last class and people just flipped out because several people got 3 or 4 yeses from people that had hung up the phone on them before. Say, oh, yeah, as a matter of fact, I do. So you get to be and then we had there's a group of people in there. Going by yourself is very hard. And when you ask your upline, can I do this? They'll say no. Why? Well, they don't want you to learn from anybody else because you're supposed to be doing it their way. And then you have to make a decision. Are you succeeding with what you're being told to do? Do you want to do what you're being told to do? Is this the way you can see you want to build a business? If the answer is yes, don't buy anybody's anything. Just keep doing it the way they're telling you. If the answer is no, you have to decide whose income is going to be affected if I do things that my upline tells me, but I don't really like doing it. And they'll tell you, oh, you have to get out of your comfort zone. I'm here to tell you that if you dislike what you do enough, you will not do it. If you don't talk to people and don't get the word out about how you can help somebody, how is anybody going to know? So put yourself first. Because I'll tell you, the first time we did this with a water company, I remember the guy who first told me about the water filters that I found at the Taekwondo class. He called me one day after about a month or 6 weeks, and he said, Kim, the company has asked me if you'd like to come speak at the National in Memphis or New Orleans or something, wherever it was. I said, why? Why do they want from me? And he said, well, it turns out you sold more than anybody else. He told me this, and they all want to know how you did that. So, oh, okay. So I didn't ask my upline for permission. They all told me it wouldn't work. I said, okay, well, I'll let you know. What do you care what the upline says? If what you're doing now isn't working, you will have no money because you're not going to do anything. So screw what anybody says, including me and Vicky. Do something that makes you feel like, yes, I can do this. I want to find people who care about this. I want to find people who want to have a business of their own, who want to learn to market so people come to them and say, thank you for letting me order this product. It has changed my life. If that's who you want to be, you go the path of finding and describing who it is that you can help, like a cardiac surgeon, like an eye doctor, like anyone who specializes in anything. Their name tells you what they're into doing for other people. How many people want to be like that in their business? Instead of just talking to anybody and hoping maybe someday somebody's going to say yes. Think about that. Okay. Yeah, everybody has been in this horrible place. So we're going to help encourage you. So success, remember, you have to keep trying it like playing tennis. You don't get on the court once and think, oh, now I'm going to Wimbledon. No, you get on the court every day, probably from when you're 6 years old till you're 18, and then you go to Wimbledon if you're lucky. Every day, right? So it's consistent effort, but you will get better and better and better and better. That's why they call medicine a practice. Law is a practice. Why? They practice every time they go to court. They practice every time they do a procedure on somebody, a heart surgery. It's a practice. Why? Because you're getting better and better. Okay. So you can learn this, be positioned. That's what we call the new network marketing in 3 weeks. Let me show you. So what's in it? So here's what we do. You're going to learn how to position yourself so that the right people come to you. And the way that starts is you get your own before and after. Before, I was lame. Now I can walk. And we'll show you in detail in the class how to do this. Then you're going to have consequences, because it's going to be, if a person doesn't change, what's going to happen? If they stay on the daily meds, what's going to happen to them? If they don't get some kind of a travel club deal where they can get it for less or travel in the way that they won't be mugged on the way to the airport, what's going to happen to them? They'll never travel again, right? And your special sauce. Like in the case of the pain meds every day, you want to get off pain meds? Well, What if there's a way to do it and nothing goes into your body? That's a very special sauce. No shots? No. No injections? No. No pops, no pills, no nothing, none of that. No, 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 no. See, so you all have a special sauce. You don't know what it is. And then how to get the silver tongue, how to present in such a way that it's like a dog whistle. You hear it and they are the only ones who can hear you calling. That's what you get. See, that's why I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay. So how much? Now here's going to be the surprise. So we have a high ticket program for 15,000, which runs between 6 weeks and 12 weeks. And some people are in it a little bit longer. That's like a total overhaul for your business, learning how to do this. And some of you are used to seeing, intensive courses like this for like $19.97. That's not so bad. Or $9.97. That would be pretty good. And so what we thought is we wouldn't charge $9.97 because we're looking for people who really want to change and build your business in the way that we just showed you. How many people want to learn to build in this way, where you are positioned as a person who has a certain specialty? You're calling the people who are looking to solve that problem right now, so they come to you. Let me see, who's interested in learning how to do that?
Several, Kim. Yes.
Good, good, good. Yeah, you can stay where you are. So if you act fast enough, here's what we're going to do. You can start and get the whole course, all 3 weeks, all the stuff for $97. And then once you get going, you make 2 more payments of $197 each. So it's like $491. I bought a course today from a guy who did exactly this process. It's $97 right now. I bought it the minute I saw it. And then he had 3 more payments of $297 because it's a high level copywriting course. And of course, what do you think we're doing? All right, copy. So this, you can start right now and get access to the 3 weeks for $97. And if you want to know how to do that, Vicki, you can put the link in there if you want to see that. Because we probably will take the first 5 people who do that. And then you get the payment plan of $197 in 30 days and $197 after another 30 days. Does that sound pretty fair? Yeah. Give it Vicki.
All right, hang on one sec. So Kim, I have the link from the last time we used it. I'll use that one again.
Yeah, use that one again. And you'll see on the link that there are 3 payment options. One is for $495, I think, and one is for a split pay of $297.
Yep.
But we decided, I really like this thing of $97 to start. Don't you guys like that?
Mm-hmm.
It makes it easy to say yes. If you want to be this person who markets in this way, where you are positioned like a cardiac surgeon, you're positioned like somebody, like this is the problem that we solve. Mm-hmm. Like we're somebody who helps network marketers that don't want to talk to friends and family and nag them to death. We're somebody who helps network marketers who want to build and not talk to 100 people and tell them how great it is when most of them aren't the right ones, right? That's what we do. Okay, so that's what we have. Now, I don't think that this is all you get. This is what the order page will look like. Choose the option that will be 97 down and then 197 and 197 for the 3 weeks, okay? It's a very intensive program. Plus you get the warm market scripts that we use to this day. And we have never lost a single friend. Not anyone who has ever used this has lost a single friend over it. Never. So the extra bonuses, this is for the ambitious ones. They're on the house. And here's what they are right now. There are 4 of them. We have a program called the End of Rejection, which we're going to just toss in. That it's a 6 modules. And what is really interesting about it from my point of view is it shows you the inner workings of John Rockefeller and Henry Ford, in particular, those 2 men, and how they managed to overcome the extraordinary obstacles that they had. And when you see what the answers are, your mouth will hang open like those 2 babies when the nurse took one baby out of the incubator by itself, the weak one, and put it in the same incubator with a healthier sister. And in 24 hours, the heart rate, the blood, everything was perfect. And they were out of the hospital like in a month. And now they're 2 healthy girls, best friends, of course, twins, okay? We have a sales letter that one of my affiliates paid $3,750 for about 10 years ago. And they wrote this letter And it generated $137,000 in 10 days in a program that sold for $297. And it was showing how to do events. It was a piece of a program, how to do events from home, where you have 200 people coming and you thought there were going to be 10 or 15. Okay. So that's free with this, and shows you how you can write a letter like that, write an email like that, write a post exactly in that style, because nothing's changed. You have to call out the problem of the person you're trying to help, so they go, yeah, that's me. Okay. Mr. Rogers, $20 million 6-minute speech. Some of you know that. He got funding for PBS in 6 minutes. He gave a speech to Senator Pastore in the Senate in 1967, I think, 66, 67. Never used one big word, never used any threats of all the children. He told the poems and gave the senator little stories of how he taught the children values. And Senator Pastore said, I think that's wonderful. Looks like you just won yourself $20 million, 6 minutes. So we put that in here so you can analyze it and see how a person who cares about who they help, how they can describe the children that they help, so that parents of other children say, give me that program, the Mr. Rogers program, the neighborhood program. Okay, that's all there. And then, of course, if my product's so great, how come I can't sell it? That's right there. You can have that as well. What, July 17, we're actually running the class right now. All right, that's what I have for you. You guys have any questions for me?
So I have two right here.
right.
Let's see. One of them is asking, Errol is asking, he's in one of your programs, and he says now he's saying, I market a program for entrepreneurs. And my coach said that I should be more specific as to what kind of entrepreneur.
He's right.
I believe that an entrepreneur is an entrepreneur. How much more specific can you be? Please
It
help.
depends. Yeah, it depends. You have to ask who you're looking for. Entrepreneurs is very general. Yeah. So you need entrepreneur who?
Yes.
Because remember, Elon Musk is an entrepreneur, and he does rockets and Teslas. And Steve Jobs is an entrepreneur when he was around, and he did computers and iPhones. Right? So entrepreneurs have different kinds of things and different whys. Richard Branson is an entrepreneur, and he built stores. Sam Walmart was an entrepreneur, and he built discount stores. So yeah, you're not, that is not specific enough.
Let's see, anybody else? There was one more up here. Let me see if I can find it.
Okay.
In the first 3 weeks course, the mini, is this recorded online or weekly lives?
They were weekly lives, and all the recordings are in there right now, with all the PDFs and all the forms that you can fill in, so you can you get your templates to do your exercises for your posting and for your calls to your warm market. Yeah, totally. This is how we've built 6 businesses to the top, exactly like you're seeing in those 3 weeks. And you can, if you're intensive, we did them intensively. What I would do is, if this is who you want to be, this is the best price you're ever going to see. Because there's no reason for us to do it for any less. Because the thing is, you have to decide, do you really want 5,000 a month? Or is that just chat? Because, somebody who wants 5,000 a month, say 1,000 a month, you were going to have to get some customers. And if you make, say, $10 per customer, let's say, for customers, how many customers would you need to make $1,000 a month on that $10 spread? Who knows here? How many? Does any of you know? Because to make money, it helps to be able to do a little bit of math. Not a lot, but a little bit. If you make $10 per customer every time you get somebody on the standing order, how many of those do you need to make $1,000 a month? Yep, Lena, it's all the recordings are right there. And once a month for my students, I do a live Q&A. So you bring any question you have from that class or others. How many people do you have to talk with? And that's assuming you talk one-on-one. We show you how to talk one-to-many. How do you do that? Well, you make a little presentation and you put it online. And you say, like when this is done, it's recorded. and we'll make some edits and, take out the boo-boos, and I'll put it out on the internet. And I'll write an email, say, if you'd like to see the class, you weren't there that day, we missed you, but if you'd like to see how to be someone who is positioned, who is aligned with the problem that you solve, like a heart doctor, like a body doctor, like, somebody who builds exclusive homes, that's who you are. And then you attract people who want exclusive homes. If that's what you want, this is the class to take. If you want to keep talking to everybody and hope you get one once in a while, you don't have to take this class, because we would never teach that. You see how that works? Yes, you can use it forever. We had a gal the other day who, she's in that class, and we said, when the last recording, she said, the last recording's over. So what do I do now? I said, well, go back to the first one and you fill in your pieces. Like, for example, somebody said to you they want to learn how to do social marketing, right? Remember that? Did somebody say they want to learn how to do social marketing?
Yep.
So we're going to teach you how to say first, what happened for you, for your own before and after. Like, say, take my own little story. When I first started doing network marketing, I signed up all these people at $5,000, and then they basically all just quit on me. Didn't even come to a training that they asked for, the creeps. So that was my problem, right, with this industry. And I thought, well, crap. And then somebody said, well, why don't you see if you can recruit? And I could have quit or adapt and change, like Darwin says. So I decided, okay, well, not quite ready to throw in my hat yet. I'm going to do a little bit more. And especially since she challenged me. And I ran different ads every week, every Sunday, in the New York Times and the Philadelphia. We ran them everywhere, all over the country, testing. And finally had the ad so that we were pulling in all the people that we wanted, who wanted what we had. So what would be my story? Well, I started and I signed up a lot of people and they all quit. And I thought I would quit. And then I decided I want to figure out, how did I get my real estate agents to stick? Well, I specifically described what I wanted. I want this. I want somebody who loves the city, who knows every block, who knows all the little back alleys, and who knows about the planning commission and knows about the rules that are coming down and blah, 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 blah. That's who I want. And I love showing people around, especially big players. People that own buildings, people that have tens of thousands of square feet they want to lease, or people that are like from the Jack in the Box or the McDonald's or the whatever it is that we have. They're the ones I got. And we were rocking and rolling. So what I did is I changed my ad to call who I wanted. That's what I did. And since I changed my ad, that whole approach, I'm looking for only these people who know they got to do this, or know they want to do that, or want to get rid of this, but they don't want to do it this way, want to build distribution base, but don't want to talk to 1,000 people. They don't want to chase. They don't want to nag. They want to be seen as an advisor. That is what we then created. And now I help network marketers who don't want to chase after people, who don't want to sign up a bunch of people and they all go lickety split and quit. So they can be an advisor and position themselves as an advisor, somebody who helps these people and specializes in that. And what is that thing for you, for most of you? It's going to be the before and after for your product. The before and after for your product. So you might say, so before, I'm looking for somebody who their hair is thinning and they're feeling like, oh my God, I'm going to look really old pretty soon. I don't want to look really old because then nobody's going to love me and I'm not going to have a sex life. So if you're that person whose hair is falling out and you think your life is no more sex, say me and I'll do a demo on what I did to kind of get my hair thick again, let's say. Who's going to come to you? People with thinning hair who worry that they're not going to have a sex life after that. And now you have something, you're a specialist, right? In how to deal with thinning hair and thinking, worrying that you're going to lose your sex life. That's the scary part. So I can help people like that. So you're the thinning hair lady for people who worry that this is the end of their sex life. All of you have a before and after product story. That is going to be your expertise. How do you know you can help? Well, because you helped yourself. And some of you will have something where you go, oh, I actually made some money. I got my first customers when I was asleep. Would you like to know how I got my first customer while I was sleeping? I do. I never got a single customer. I've been in the business 3 years. Who's going to come? People who are in network marketing who haven't made it yet will probably jump ship and come to your company to find out, how did you sign somebody up when you were sleeping? Do you see that? Are you with me? You position yourself as someone who can solve a problem, the one that you have solved for yourself. And suddenly you become an advisor. That is what I want to help you do. Like a lot of people will say, well, the reason people aren't doing well in network marketing is because they're lazy, they won't do the work. This to me is just extremely arrogant. And I just want to hit somebody who writes that. What do you mean? Because they're too lazy? No, the things they're told to do are so unpleasant and so offensive to other people that they don't want to be those people. Nobody wants to be thought of as that's one of those people doing one of those things, and don't invite them to Christmas dinner because all they do is push their product and tell you it's the greatest thing that ever happened to them, and they don't even care if anybody wants it or not. You don't want to be that person. You know, if I tell people, so what do you do? Well, you know, we help people who are on the daily meds, you know, and they want to get off, you know, those people. Yeah. Well, we help them get off. And that's what we do. What do you do? 2 lines. That's what you want. Right there. That's all we do. And 10 people, how do you get them off drugs? How do you do that? Well, let me tell you what happened to me. I never have had a drug, but my, do I know people who are on them. Let me tell you what happened to me before, and yada, yada, and now, yada, yada. So now what I'm doing, I'm spreading the word about it. Anybody who knows they have to get off, this is an alternative. 12, 13 seconds. Nothing even goes into your body. Really? Yeah. I'll tell you what. That's it. Let it go. So what do you do? And I've never had somebody not say, well, wait. What was that? How do you do that? What do you do there? So you see, it's the importance to you of who you help with what problem is what's going to come across. You could market any product, but if you care about the problem a lot, right? And you have chosen a product that represents your philosophy, this is how we want to do this, people will come to you, whether you've achieved anything or not. It's just your ability to state who you help and why you're doing it and how this is going to make the world a better place. And people will give you money for that and give you an ear and pay attention because you can do that. Okay. All right. Any other questions? I think we're good enough. Haven't we spent enough time on this stuff? We good?
Yeah. Eye-opener, Pat says. This has been eye-opening. Yeah.
It's totally different. Yeah, totally different. Yeah, I'm glad you think it's time well spent. Stay connected. Come on over to the Facebook group, and we'll see you guys soon. All right. We'll keep this offer open till tonight, by midnight tonight, with our little $97 starter program, and we'll see how it goes. This is like, we've never done this before, but I did it today because I saw somebody else do it, and I bought it so fast. It's like, oh my gosh, Kim, why don't you offer that to your people? So I did. Wonderful to have you. Wonderful. So I'll see you guys later.